The Second Punic War was not merely a conflict, it was an existential struggle for Mediterranean dominance that defined the rise of the Roman Republic. This three-part series explores how one family's ambition ignited a firestorm that reshaped the ancient world forever. Following the First Punic War, which concluded in 241 BCE, Carthage faced crippling war indemnities and the loss of Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica. This humiliation fueled a deep-seated desire for vengeance within the Barcid dynasty, who sought to rebuild their empire's lost prestige. The belligerents were the Roman Republic, a rising land power, and the Carthaginian Empire, a maritime giant led by the Barcid family. Hannibal Barca emerged as the supreme commander, supported by his brothers Hasdrubal and Mago, while Rome relied on its senate and citizen soldiery. The geography of this struggle spanned the Iberian Peninsula, the rugged Alps, the Italian heartland, and the North African coast. This theater of war involved complex supply lines and diverse mercenary forces, including Numidian cavalry and Balearic slingers. In 219 BCE, the flashpoint occurred at Saguntum, a city south of the Ebro River. Hannibal's 8-month siege of this Roman ally served as the definitive casus belli, forcing Rome to issue an ultimatum: surrender the general or face total war. The early phase saw Hannibal execute a daring march from Carthago Nova through Gaul in 218 BCE. He utilized superior tactical mobility, particularly his light cavalry, to outmaneuver Roman legions that were accustomed to static, infantry-heavy warfare. The Siege of Saguntum was a brutal precursor to the wider conflict, resulting in the total annihilation or enslavement of the city's population. Foreign powers, including the Kingdom of Macedon, watched with intense interest, weighing the potential shift in the Mediterranean power balance. By 218 BCE, Hannibal's tactical brilliance was already evident as he secured key Iberian territories, effectively creating a new power base for Carthage. Hannibal's younger brother, Mago, played a critical role in logistical support, ensuring the Carthaginian forces remained supplied during their arduous trek toward the Italian border. The map of the early war shows a clear shift from Mediterranean naval dominance to land-based attrition across the rugged terrain of Hispania and southern Gaul. The timeline of the opening phase reveals a rapid escalation, moving from diplomatic deadlock in 219 BCE to full-scale military mobilization by the Roman Senate in 218 BCE. As the war widened, the conflict evolved from a regional dispute into a desperate struggle for survival, with both sides committing their entire national resources to the cause. Rome stood to lose its entire hegemony over Italy, while Carthage risked total erasure as a sovereign power should their expeditionary forces fail. We now approach the precipice of the great battles, where Hannibal's genius would soon face the stubborn, evolving resilience of the Roman military machine. The war was far from over. In fact, the most devastating encounters were only just beginning to unfold across the blood-soaked plains of Italy. Join us in the next episode as we detail the strategic masterpiece at Cannae and the Roman response that would eventually turn the tide of history. The Barcid power base at Carthago Nova, established by Hamilcar Barca, served as the primary economic hub that funded Hannibal's massive mercenary army through local silver mining. The Ebro Treaty of 226 BCE had explicitly defined spheres of influence, yet the ambiguity regarding Saguntum's status allowed Hannibal to provoke Rome while technically maintaining his own interpretation of the border. Hannibal's army was a diverse coalition of Iberian infantry, North African Numidian horsemen, and specialized slingers from the Balearic Islands, all held together by his personal charisma and tactical success. The Roman Senate's decision to declare war in 218 BCE was driven by a fear of Barcid expansionism, marking the start of a conflict that would ultimately claim over 200,000 Roman lives. The legacy of this war lies in how it forced Rome to evolve from a regional Italian power into a professionalized, Mediterranean-spanning empire, setting the stage for the centuries of Roman dominance that followed. The Second Punic War remains a haunting lesson in how strategic brilliance can challenge institutional power, yet ultimately succumb to the sheer endurance and organizational capacity of a resilient state. It is a story that still echoes in modern military academies across the globe. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we will dive into the tactical genius of the Battle of Trebia and the shocking ambush at Lake Trasimene that sent shockwaves through the Roman Senate. It is essential to understand that Hannibal's logistics were not just about food, they were about maintaining the loyalty of a multi-ethnic mercenary force that had never fought together as a single, cohesive unit before this campaign. The Roman response to the loss of Saguntum was not immediate, as the Republic was simultaneously dealing with internal political divisions and the ongoing threat of Gallic tribes in the northern Italian territories. Carthage's internal politics were equally volatile, with a powerful peace faction often opposing the Barcid family's aggressive expansionist policies, creating a fractured leadership that Hannibal had to navigate carefully throughout the war. Ultimately, the Second Punic War serves as a timeless reminder that military victory is often fleeting, while the structural and administrative resilience of a society is what determines its long-term survival in the face of total conflict.